Kia ora. And it has been a wet start to 2025 so far. And as we can see on the rain radar that continues today, Friday, wet weather for eastern and even northern parts of the South Island and some showers all around in the North Island. So we've got some thunderstorms expected, and with that, a possibility of severe thunderstorms for the northern part of the South Island. And that goes up until about 9 p.m. tonight. It brings the possibility of heavy downpours for isolated spots, as well as either large amounts of hail or large hail. And then we've also got a heavy rain watch for the Wairoa district on Saturday from about midday to 11 p.m. And more information about those is available on metservice.com. So looking at the rest of today, showers and thunderstorms is going to be the theme of the day for both the South and the North Island. And that goes all across the board. The northern parts of the South Island, down the east, some isolated showers down south for the North Island. In the west, some showers expected all the way down, even to Wellington, that possibility of thunderstorms. In the east as well, some possible thunderstorms this afternoon and evening, and a southerly change expected overnight. So quite strong winds all the way up north and extending down towards us here in Wellington. So quite an active rest of the day expected. But looking at the daytime on Saturday, this low pressure system to the east still playing its part, a number of fronts all around. So with that, we still see an active weather day on Saturday for the North Island and even for the South Island in some spots. But it's not all lost. We are expecting some clearer spots, especially out in the west and some inland places. But let's take a closer look at what we're expecting. So a gusty night expected down south, some showers, possible thunderstorms in those western areas all the way down. Quite a wet day still expected in the east. As the day goes on, the rest of the island should start to clear away with that weather, especially in the afternoon and early evening. But for the parts of Tairāwhiti, Gisborne, as well as Hawke's Bay, holding on to that rain a little bit longer with that watch for heavy rain in Wairoa going till about 11 p.m. But for other parts of the island, we do see things start clearing up and some brighter spots expected by the end of the day. Looking at the temperatures, pretty a little bit lower than average for this time of year. Out in the east, we see those temperatures just about touching 20 degrees. Down here, only 15 with that southerly wind, so a bit of a chilly day for us in Wellington, whereas up north, temperatures in the lower 20s. Then heading down south, all that weather concentrated in the east and even down here in the lower parts. But places like Southland and Inland Otago, it's more a case of just cloudy with some isolated showers. For Canterbury, however, remaining fairly cloudy for the bulk of the day with some showers underneath that cloud as well. But again, in the west, things actually not too bad, quite nice and bright. Some of the brighter spots that we'll see across the country. Then looking at the temperatures, those temperatures in the east staying quite cool underneath that cloud. Quite a chilly day. Southwesterly winds keeping things quite chilly in terms of temperatures. Out west, it doesn't improve too much. That southwesterly flow does cover most of the country, so a bit of a chilly day expected on Saturday. It is also fire danger season, but as you saw previously, a lot of rain and showers around. So for most of the country, actually low fire danger risk expected. But up north, where we're not seeing as much rain, there is that extreme fire risk for some of those spots in Northland, as well as other places where we see a moderate risk, where we're not seeing as much rain as other places in the country. Similarly, for the South Island, mostly a low risk, but we do have in these areas where there isn't as much rain expected, so the vegetation is still quite dry, that moderate risk, and then of course down south, that very high risk expected. So do remember before lighting up to check it's all right at checkitsallright.nz. So looking ahead to Sunday, we see that things brighten up by the end of Saturday, but things do turn once again, especially for the central parts of the country into the North Island. Some showers starting to pop up once again. So a bit of a wet end to the weekend for some places, but for other places, another beautiful bright day expected out in the west, down south, some brighter spots, and even up north towards Auckland and Coromandel. Into Monday, we see things starting to brighten up nicely for the South Island. So for those of you heading back to work, it should be nice and sunny on your morning commute. For the North Island, however, still pretty cloudy, very similar pattern to what we'll be seeing on the weekend, with those showers expected in the east and the lower parts of the island. Well, that's all I have for you for today. Matewa.